using this Cisco Packet Tracer. As you can see, we have three routers: level, router 0, router 1, and router 2. And we have switch 0, switch 1, and switch 2. And we have PC 0, PC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually 6 PC. And in this illustration, we have three networks. This is one network, this is one network, this is also one network. But we need to configure it first by putting cables. I will use this option for cable. Click, and I will use the copper straight through wire. Click it, and then first I will click this router, and I will put the other end of cable in this fast 00 port, and the other end to the switch. Click this, and I will put the other end to fast Ethernet 01. Okay, now there's a cable between router and switch. And from switch down to PC0, I will use copper straight through wire. Label here. No. Click this PC, then put the other end to this port fast Ethernet 0, then the other end to the switch. Click and put the other end to the fast Ethernet 02. And the same to this PC. I will click this copper straight through and click the PC, and I will put the other end to this port and the other end to this switch, port 03. Okay, as you can see, there's a cable now, but there's no network because this is not yet configured. Let me first finish the cabling. The same process. Click this option, then I will select this copper straight through. Click this router to put the other end, and put this port 00, and to the other end fast Ethernet 01. Same, I will select wire, click this PC, then put the cable port Ethernet 0, then the other end to the switch, port 02, and I will still get another wire, click the PC, then the port 0 to the other switch. Let's put the other end to the switch, port 03. Okay, and we have now two networks finished cabled. The other one is not yet. So the same process. Click fast Ethernet 0 port to the other end of the switch 01. And then this PC, we will put the cable, this port 0 to the switch, port 02. I will select wire, click the port of the PC, then put the end of to the other. Okay. Now we have three local area network. This is local area 1, is the LAN 2 and LAN 3. And now we have to connect this router to router to router. And to enable that, we have to select the serial cable. This serial cable, then click here, this router. As you can see, there's no port available for serial as for the moment, so this time we have to cancel this, and then we have to add port by clicking this router and then turn it off. And as you can see, there's an empty box here, meaning there's no port. So we have to get that port by clicking this WIC-2P. Click here, then we have to drag this icon to this box. Okay, then after putting the icon this box, you have to turn it again. Okay, as you can see, there's a green color here. It means it is on position, so I have to close it. And the same to the other router, we have to click this and then turn it on, turn it off, and then go to WIC-2P, and then we have to drag this icon to this box and then turn it again, and then close it. And the same this router 2, we have to click this and turn it off, and then go to WIC-2T and drag this icon to this box and turn it again. Okay, maybe there's a port now. I have to try. I have to select this cable, serial cable, then click this router. Okay, as of now, we can see that there's a serial port now. Serial 00. We put the other end of the serial cable, and then to this router, to the serial port 00. And the same also to this, from this router, click this router, then serial 01 to this router, click, then put the other end to serial 00 port. And as you can see, all arrows are in red color, meaning there's no communication between to them, or there's no network. So first, we have to put the IP address for this router. You have to click this and then click config, and for the first, click the fast Ethernet 0. This fast Ethernet 0/0 port, this is the cable for this icon. We have to put an IP address, and this time I'm going to use the class C. IP address. 192.168.1.1. Subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, and turn it on. This IP address, this serves as the communication in this network. PC to PC can see each other through this IP address. Then you have to close it, and then we are going to configure this PC by clicking this and then go to desktop, IP configuration, and then we put an IP address, save, still class C, or 192.168.1.2. Subnet mask, the same, automatic, and the default gateway is the IP address from this router 0, 192.168.1.1. This is the gateway, default gateway from this PC. You have to close it, and then click the another PC, go to desktop, IP configuration, then put the IP address 192.168.1.3. You can use number up to 224 as long as you have many PC. Then the default gateway is the 192.168.1.1. You have to put label in order for not complicating for the future. 192.168.1.2, and this one 192.168.1.3, and this one the default gateway 192.168.1.1. Same to the other network. This network is partially configured, and this one is not yet, so we have to click this router and then click config, then fast ethernet 0/0, and then we put some IP address for the default gateway of this computer. This time still use class C IP address 192.168, but this time I will use 2.1. Then turn it on. This IP address is different from this IP address, and then close it. Put label 192.168.2.1, and this PC, click it, then go to config, desktop and IP configuration. Same, type C IP address 192.168.2.2. And then the default gateway is the IP address to the, from this router. Let's copy it. Paste it. 192.168.2.1. Close it. Then another PC. Click it. Go to desktop. IP configuration. And put IP address 192.168.2.3. Default gateway is 192.168.2.1. Okay, put label. This PC is the IP address is 192.168.2.2, and this PC 192.168.2.3. Okay, we have now two local area network, this one and this one. So another one, click this router, go to config and click fast ethernet 0, then another IP address. I already used the 1 and the 2, so this time I'm going to use the 3. 192.168.3.1. This is the default gateway for this network. Turn it on, then close it, put some label 192.168.3.1. So in this PC I have to put IP address. I'm going to put another IP address type C 192.168.3.2, and the default gateway is the IP address from this router 192.168.3.1. Okay, and in this PC, desktop IP configuration, IP address 192.168.3.3. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Default gateway is 192.168.3.1. Okay, put some label 192.168.3.2. And this PC is 192.168.3.3. Okay. Okay. As we can see, we put already the IP address from network, and the other network, and the other network. But this is not yet finished. Let me try. I will send message from PC0 to PC4. This one. It says failed. It failed because this is not yet fully configured. Because this network from this router and to this router router 1 to router 0 to router 1 is not yet configured. They never see each other. But let me try to send message from this PC to this router. It says successful. Yeah, it is successful because this is one network, only for this network. And in order to access the other network, we have to configure this router to router by adding another IP address. So we have to click this router 1, router 0, then we have to click this serial port 0/0. We have to click this and put another IP address. So this time I will put a class A network IP address, sample 10.0.0.1. And then the subnet mask, it is automatically given 255.0.0.0. And then clock rate, I will leave it, turn it on, and then close it. And to put label is 10.0.0.1. So you have to click this router 1 and click the serial port 0/0 and give an IP address class A 10.0.0.2, and subnet mask is automatically 255.0.0, and turn it on. As we can see, there's a green color now, meaning it is turned on, but we put label here 10.0.0.2. This IP address 10.0.0.1 and 10.0.0.2, this is the IP address that communicates between this router 0 and router 2 or router 1. Same to this, from router 1 to router 2, we have to put another IP address in order to communicate them. Click this router and the serial 01. I think 00 is taken. Okay, then serial 001. You have to put another IP address. I'm going to put 11.0.0.1. Automatic subnet is 255.0.0.0. Turn it on. Then you have to put label 11.0.0.1. Then another, this router, have to put the serial 00, and then IP address 11.0.0.2. Now there's a green color now, meaning it is turned on. You have to put label this 11.0.0.2. This IP address from this serial port will communicate between the router 1 and router 2. So let's try if this is working or not. Click message from this PC0 to PC4. Let's try. It says failed. Yes, failed because it is not yet finished. So this time I'm going to use the RIP button here. Click RIP, and then this time we have to add all networks, all routes that possible to pass through from network to other network. And this time I will going to add 10.0.0 but not 1, all are 0. 10.0.0.0. From this router through this IP address 10.0.0.0, in order to communicate this router, I'm going to add this network IP address 11.0.0 11.0.0.0. Okay, meaning this router can access this router, and of course in order to access from this router to this PC, this 2 PC, I will add also the default gateway ended with 0, 192.168.3.0. And also this router from this router to this router and down to its PCs, I'm going to add this IP address 192.168.2. Instead of 1, I will replace it 0. This is how the RIP works. And then from this router to its own network, I will add the default gateway 192.168.1.0. add, and then close it. And the same to this. Now let's try to message from this PC to another PC, this PC4. It says failed. Yeah, it's failed because it's not yet finished. So I have to click this router 1 and then go to RIP. I will add all the networks 10.0.0.0. From this network IP address 10.0.0.0, we'll add 11.0.0.0 or network from this router, and the same all this IP address in order to access all the PCs from this router to all this PC, this and to this. So I'm going to add all the IP address 192.168.1.0, 192.168.1.0, 2.0 and 192.168.3.0, and then close it. Let's try to message from this PC to this PC. Click message, then click this PC and this PC too. In progress, it says it failed. Yeah, it's not yet finished. So this time I'm going to click the router 2 and then click RIP, then you need to put the IP address 11.0.0.0 from this IP address to another IP address 10.0.0.0, the same. I will add all the default gateway 192.168.2.0, 192.168.1.0, 192.168.3.0. Okay. Close. So we will try. I'm going to send a message from this PC0 to PC5. I hope it will work. From this to this PC. In progress. It says failed. I don't know why. Let's try again. From this PC to this PC. It is successful. Sometimes it gets an error because the travel time from this to this PC is not easy. It takes time, so that's why sometimes it got remarks failed, but actually it works normally and fine. Let's try another way. From this PC1, I'm going to send a message to this router. Okay, it is successful. So let's have a simulation. From this PC to this PC5. Let's play it. Now it goes to the router 1 and then router 2 then switch then PC5. Okay. Then going back maybe it is now working. Okay, check. It says successful. So let's close it. Another way, let's try to ping. the method ping through the command prompt. So by clicking this PC, and you have to click this command prompt, and for example we want to ping the PC4. This PC4 have an IP address 192.168.3.2. So I'm going to ping from this PC. So type ping space and then the IP address to the PC that you want to ping, 192.168.3.2. Ping with 32 minutes of data. It takes time. I don't know what happened. Let's try. Ping this ping. Let's fast forward. Okay. So again, you have to ping the other PC by going to command prompt. Right now, yeah, it says finish. Okay, again, you have to ping this PC3, from PC0 to PC3. Ping. The IP address of this PC is 192.168.2.3. Enter. It's so slow. Very slow. It takes time, so we have to leave it. Then we try another way or another route because it takes time from this PC to this PC. It's a very long way for him. So this time I'm going to make another way. For example, I will make another serial cable from this router 0 to router 2 in order to make it faster and shortest way to pass through. So I will use this serial cable and put the other end from this router, serial 01 port. We'll put the end from this and the other end this router, serial port 001, and then I need to put another IP address, still a class A, 12.0.0.1. Port gateway is 255.0.0. And then you have to put label. Mm. 12.0.0.1. other end. So we have 001 12.0.0.2. Subnet mask is automatic. Then this IP address, sorry, this is 12. This is 12. Okay. Then another label. This is 12.0.0.2. This IP address. This is for this. This. Very slow. This IP address is for this serial cable. It will communicate this router 0 to router 1. And this time I'm going to add this network IP address to this route. I'm going to add this 12.0.0.0 and the same here. Our IP 12.0.0.0, add, and the same here, just add 12.0.0.0. So this time, if this PC sends a message to this PC, it will no longer use this route in order to reach this PC5, because there's a shortest way to communicate faster. Let's try. And then we have a simulation. And then let's send a message from this PC0 to PC5. I think it will use the shortest way as possible. I think it will go to this route. Let's play it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We travel to this spot to reach this PC5. Wow. Send back. Okay. Why? Stop working. Why? I have not yet finished. Oh. Okay, that's all for today. My Packet Tracer is always like that. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.